Horse riders, here's a question for you to consider. Do you sometimes absolve yourself of the responsibility of taking control through circumstances which you believe are beyond your circumstance? What do I mean? For example, people saying, well, a horse can smell when you're nervous, or sense when you're nervous, can smell your adrenaline, therefore it is going to behave in a different manner. A horse can detect the slightest fly landing on it, so if you're trembling, it's going to detect that. And therefore, that's absolves you of the responsibility. There's nothing you can do about that, is there? Does this mean that a person with Parkinson's can never ride without the horse bolting or misbehaving? Does this mean a person who is cold can never ride because of a horse bolting or misbehaving? Does this mean a person can never have any adrenaline for any reason whatsoever, for excitement? Does this mean that if you were to win the lottery on your horse, therefore it would suddenly bolt off or suddenly start misbehaving? Of course not. The horse doesn't care if you're trembling or not. What it cares is, are you clamping on, pulling tight and going oh, 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 and expressing your nervousness? People might also absolve their responsibility. I've heard people say, it wasn't my fault, the other horses started messing around, so my horse obviously started messing around as well. Take the cowboys rounding up the Mustangs, wild horses. The horses are all being wild, throwing themselves around, rearing, spinning, throwing themselves on the ground, all over the place. Does that then mean that the cowboy's horse will be rearing and throwing itself on the ground, or will it be doing exactly what it's told, cutting this pony out of the herd, cutting this pony out of the herd, separating the herd, stopping, roping one, standing there while the cowboy jumps off and goes and sorts it out? No, of course it doesn't mean that the horse will be messing around. The horse will be doing its job, and there's no way that a cowboy separating out a herd of Mustang or rounding up a wild herd of Mustang would accept its horse picking up on a wild horse's behaviour. Just a little vision in my head then of people who live in the New Forest going, he's absolutely right, you know. For people who aren't from the United Kingdom, the New Forest is just an area where there's plenty of wild roaming ponies, and lots of horse riding goes on there. Another situation where people might say it's beyond my control is because it's windy, and horses' response in the wind is to behave in a different way. Horses are quite used to wind, you know. They live in fields. And no one's ever had the Grand National go out with all the little jockeys perched up on those little saddles with their knees round their ears going, oh no, I think it's a bit too windy today, and then the Grand National's cancelled. Or Bin Day or another spook. When the police horses go out to do Millwall versus Arsenal, but it can't be on a bin day because, oh no, we won't go out then. Let's not go out today. Don't allow yourself to get absolved of the responsibility over reiterating the myths that circulate around the leisure industry, the leisure rider world, and have done for decades, so that new people coming into horse riding, learning from other people, are then carrying with them the idea that it's not your fault. There's nothing you can do about feeling nervous and trembling, and the horse is so sensitive that it can quiver at a fly landing on it in the summer. There's nothing you can do. It can smell your adrenaline. There's nothing you can do. It will pick up the behaviour of the other horses. There's nothing you can do. It's going to be funny in the wind. There's nothing you can do. It's worth a thought. It's really worth thinking. Do you absolve yourself of the responsibility using the cliches that you've picked up over the years from around you, that it's not your fault, some circumstances out of control, and then just with a little bit of thought you can think, well, it's not in this case, it's not in this case, it's not in this case, and it's not in this case. My name's Carl Greenwood. I'm a performance horse trainer, a hypnotherapist and a rider confidence coach. I've written a book, Control Your Stress and Enjoy Your Horse, which you can get on Amazon, or the link that's on this Facebook page or YouTube or whichever channel we're coming out on, it'll be there somewhere. I've also produced a free download which you can get right now, which addresses the 3 main issues facing the leisure riders today: bolting, bucking and rearing. And plenty of people get their rides completely ruined at the fear that they don't know what to do if these things were happening. So there's a link somewhere around this video that I'll put on, and if you click on that you'll get taken to a page with this download. Put in your email and I will send it straight to you through the power of the internet, so that you can never have these fears ruin a lovely ride again. I'm Carl Greenwood at the Centre of Horseback Combat. Thanks for listening.